Hey, everyone. It's Dr. Tamara Beckford with Your Caring Dogs, and we have our Dogs Who Care show. That's right. So we are coming on for a special additional show today because we are about to take it over to the fitness industry. That's right. For all of you guys out there, you're like, I don't know if I could do this. For all the ladies who are entering that pause, you know what I'm talking about, menopause, and you're like, Lord, I don't know if this fitness, I can't get rid of this excess weight. I want to try to get myself to the best shape. Well, this show is for you because I'm bringing on one of my lady docs here. I'm going to bring her in our Your Caring Docs fashion. All right, so this wonderful lady doc is hailing from Liberia. All my Liberia masses. Yes. So she went to the University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey, NJMS, all my NJMS people. Woo woo! Yes, now it's called Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. NJMS posse, hello. She's one of ours. Yes. Then she did her residency at Jacobi Montefiore Medical Center in the Bronx. BX, yes, hello, all the BX people. Hello. Yes, your sister is here. She is the founder of Dr. Di Fitness. She uses her clinical experience as an emergency physician and her knowledge and passion as a fitness and weight loss coach, right? So this sister doc uses a holistic approach to disease prevention, healthy living, fitness, weight loss, menopause relief, self-care, and overall wellness. So welcome, Dr. Dianah T. Hey, Doc, how are you?
I am wonderful. I'm excellent. How are you? Thanks for the invite.
My pleasure. Yes, we're going to go ahead and get our fitness on. Yes. However, before we go full blown in, as with anything, right? Just like with fitness, you don't just go and start lifting the weights. You want to start off by stretching those muscles. So let's stretch it all the way back to when you decided, you know what? I wanted to be a doctor. Tell us, how did that come about?
Oh gosh. I was 14. Mm-hmm. I finished high school early, so I was actually in the 11th grade at 14, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And so I was actually going to leave Liberia and come over to the U.S. to go to Rutgers. That was in the plan. I was going to do Rutgers. I was going to, and so I was talking to my mom, and we were talking about how would I decide on what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I always loved traveling, even though I hadn't done a whole lot of it, but my dad traveled a lot for the work he did. He was in banking. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want to travel like Dad. I want to go all over the place. Mm-hmm. I want to be a flight attendant. This is what
you're like, I want to be travel.
I'm like, I want to go all over just like he does. And she was like, well, usually they take people there, but they don't stay. They just take people there. And I was like, oh. So what else then? Because I had my heart set on like being a flight attendant, and that was going to be it. Yeah. And so we started talking. I remember this vividly in her room, and we were talking about, okay, what else are you going to do since this isn't what is actually going to be? Right. And I knew I was really good in the sciences. Mm-hmm. I was really good in math, and I was like, I want to work for myself. This is 14 now.
Oh, look at you. Entrepreneur, 14. Lady Di.
I know I want to work for myself. And the thing is, my mom wanted to be a nurse. Mm-hmm. And she got pregnant with me, got married. And then her nursing, aspirations sort of died out. Mm-hmm. So this was her coming through me. Oh. She was like, well, this is how it went on. Yeah, I always wanted to be a nurse.
You found out afterwards.
Yes. So she kind of like talking me into going to be a doctor. She was like, you could do nursing, but why not doctor? you have the grades, you are really good in this. This is an area that you really, are doing really well in. And I also wanted to be able to be in some kind of a service oriented profession, right?
Love
That I
it.
was giving service. And so it made sense, bringing her wishes and desires into it. We had that conversation. And it started from there. It was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And you know how medicine works. It's like a pipeline. Once you start, it's kind of like you just go from one thing to the next, and you just follow that pipeline until you get to the end. And so that was really where it started for me, was thinking of what I wanted to do that would help people, but also give me that freedom to kind of travel and have autonomy and all of that. So that's it. Did I lose you? You look like it's frozen. Ah! Can you hear me?
Yeah, we lost some of the bandwidth, but that's okay. This is not going to stop this wonderful story. Yeah, so we were saying that we know that in medicine, that's where we were.
No, I was saying in medicine, once you kind of go through the pipeline, it's like you start with pre-med, then you go into med school, then you go into residency and fellowship and all that, and you just kind of follow the yellow brick road.
Absolutely. Like, this is where you're going. Yeah.
But that's where it started, really.
Okay, cool. So you're now at Rutgers, right? You're Rutgers undergrad, going into medicine, boom. Then you go into UMD&J, and JMS. Oh, but then, you're there walking the halls, saying hi to Mr. Wright. Shout out to Mr. Wright. Rest in peace. Love the Wright family. And then you decide to go into emergency medicine. So what brought you to there?
Oh my gosh. So actually, I wanted to do OBGYN.
Ah.
I was hardcore women's health. I did, Planned Parenthood in Manhattan. I was like hardcore poster child.
Right.
And then I did third year. And I did my OBGYN rotation. And the lifestyle was clear to me that it was not congruent with what I was trying to do. So I was like, okay, I know I want to have freedom on my schedule. I want to be able to travel. The travel thing has been with me from very early on.
Notice.
So I was like looking at the lifestyle and looking at, just who I knew I was at that time. It just wasn't congruent. And I was like, okay, what else can I do that would have some bit of hands-on surgical? Because I love OBGYN that it had the medicine part and the surgery part. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to be able to do both. I wanted to have something that gave me a little bit of hands-on and something that gave me the art of medicine as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there were so many Jacobi attendings in my ER where I went to medical school.
That's true.
It was like there was nowhere else I was going to go. I was landing at Jacobi land.
Yes. And that was before NJMS, Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School, started their own emergency medicine residency.
Right.
Because they started it in my year. So your year, they hadn't had it. And you're right. Most of them.
There were a lot of Jacobi grads. And so I did 1 month and I just fell in love with it. So I did a month in our ER. Then I went to Brooklyn. I did Kings County ER. So I did like 3 or 4 months of just emergency medicine. And I absolutely love the variety. I love the immediate gratification of a patient coming in with something that's horrific for them at that moment, and you can immediately do something to fix it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like that was just exciting. Yes, you do know.
From one EM to another. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, a parent coming in with an asthmatic kid and you literally just do certain things, with your expertise, and they can leave with that kid and the kid is better. Absolutely. That to me was just wonderful to see somebody come in with an ailment or a trauma or in pain or some kind of a suffering. And you can immediately do something that completely changes the way they feel and the way they move forward from that point on.
Absolutely. And
it's a wonderful specialty. I'm biased.
Not that we're biased or anything, but Absolutely, absolutely. A wonderful, wonderful specialty. So now you know life is going on. You're an ER doctor and you're going on, going on, going on. But then you got brought to this life of fitness. You know, we have Dr. Di. You know, for all of you guys who are there, now you hear me saying we got Dr. Di, Lady Di, you know, fitness boss. But this doc is not talking to talk. She's walked the walk. She's been in a competition. She's been in a fitness competition. So do not sleep on this lady right here. So tell us what brought you to that phase when you started to get more into fitness. What's the story
Oh
behind that?
gosh, fitness saved me. Let me tell
Ah.
you,
Mm-hmm.
it really did because before I got serious about my own self care and my fitness and all of that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of, like most people, I would go to the gym every now and then. I knew
Mm-hmm.
it was important,
Yeah.
like we all do, right? We all know
Uh,
it's important, but it just wasn't a priority, right?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I found myself in the middle of a divorce. And
Mm.
that's really what triggered it was sort of like a situation that turned out to be a blessing,
Right.
in
Mm-hmm.
this case with the fitness piece, because I was really, emotionally down. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
like a really, really low place for me in my life at that point. This is 10 years ago. My
Mm-hmm.
younger son was recently diagnosed with autism,
Mm-hmm.
and I had lost my dad maybe about a couple of years before that. And I was very much still mourning him. And
Absolutely.
then next thing I know, I'm separated. I'm going through a divorce. So all of
Mm-hmm.
those things really just merged upon me. And that was like the lowest place for me.
Mm.
And I didn't know, I was doing therapy. I went to therapy. I was like, okay, I need support as I'm going through this process.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that wasn't quite getting me that pick me up. And one of my girlfriends, I'm in this mom group called Mocha Moms. All the Mocha Moms out
Hey,
there.
Mocha Mom.
I've been in Mocha Moms like 13 years. I'm an OG. But so one of my Mocha Mom friends, was running, and she was like, all right, she was with me. I was in this really emotionally low place, and she said, let's go for a run.
Mm.
I had never run a day in my life. Ever.
Right?
And I was like, I don't run.
Mhm.
But we went and we did 2 miles. I remember so vividly. It was in
Ooh,
June.
wow.
We did like a run walk,
Yeah.
and I swear I came home and I just felt so just alive. I just felt, those
Mm.
endorphins kick in and you're like,
Yes,
oh
that
my God.
post, yes,
Yes.
runner's high. Absolutely.
And I just felt this exhilaration. I just felt like, when do we go again?
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
I went that little dopamine loop went on in my brain.
Yes, yes,
I was just like, I
absolutely.
want that again. Like, I want to
Mhm.
feel that feeling again. Yes, it didn't take away all the stress and everything else I had going on, but it
Mhm.
was an outlet that I didn't have before.
Mhm.
Right. It was an outlet to let me get my frustration, my angst, my anxiety, whatever it was, to
Mhm.
channel it in a different way that was healthy for me. And
Absolutely.
that was the beginning, and I've never stopped.
I
I've
love it.
never
Shout out
stopped
to that
since.
Mocha Mom.
Say that again.
I say shout out to that Mocha Mom that
Yes,
got you
yes, yes,
there.
yes. Yes. I
Absolutely.
mean, sisterhood is so important because, I mean,
Mhm.
especially when you're all moms, you've all had that experience.
Mhm.
It's just something very connecting about it. And so I've always made it a point as part of my self care to
Mhm.
keep connected to people I know that care about me and I care
Mhm.
about them. And we
Mhm.
keep elevating each other and that type of thing. So, yes,
Absolutely, absolutely. Alrighty. So I love that you were able to use one of the deepest and darkest moments of your life and transform it, you know, into something that not only is brought light to you, but is bringing light to others. You know,
absolutely.
you were mourning the loss of your father. You mourning the loss of your relationship, and then you, on top of that, you add an additional diagnoses in this, person that you love, that you're like, I know that this is now going to pose a different, it's going to change the dynamic of how our family will be, and I'm going to have to pour more into my son in order to make sure that he has the best opportunity out there. So
Yes.
you're trying to pour, but you were empty, and then you got filled with this love for fitness. So tell
Yes.
us about your fitness journey. How has that been?
Oh my gosh. The thing for me was my mindset, right? I
Oh,
mean, people always say mindset is where most, things begin, right? It's the way you think, right? In our
absolutely.
thoughts. I really had to work on creating a fitness mindset, which is something I really focus on in the first few weeks when I work with my clients that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
I push that first.
Mm-hmm.
So I really had to understand that in order for me to truly share my gifts, right, with
Mm-hmm.
the world, with the people I work with at work, with, people that I work with in my other, ventures outside of medicine, I
Mm-hmm.
really had to take care of me first, right?
Absolutely.
Because like you said, if your cup is empty and you're trying to keep giving and giving, and we so are guilty of this as moms, right? We're
Yes.
giving and giving. Yes. And even not just as moms, as maybe like the person who's earning the most in your family.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know what I mean? You're always the one giving, right? You're giving to
Yes.
family members, you're giving to, friends, you're giving to your parents, you're giving to your children, you're giving to your spouse. When
Mm-hmm.
do you take care of you?
The question of the day, right
And
there.
that landed for me. That landed
Mm-hmm.
for me in the beginning of my journey that if I don't start taking care of me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be any use to, my children, to the work that I do. I'm just going to be like this zombie person walking around
Absolutely.
with this fake smile. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want
No,
to be
yeah,
that, right? I didn't want to
yeah.
be that. I was like, no, 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 no. That's not who
Mm-hmm.
I am. That's not how it's going to roll. We're going to get this right.
Yeah. So you basically snatched back control,
Yes,
of the circumstances that you're in. You just
absolutely.
snatched back that control.
And I,
Wonderful.
I just really had to get my mindset in the place of I'm doing this work for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I started to do it for me and I was having great success, of course,
Mm-hmm.
people are asking me what I'm doing. And I'm a what do you call it? Self-help, personal
Mm-hmm.
development junkie. So
Yes.
I went in, I was doing emotional intelligence training, fitness
Mm-hmm.
instructor training, this, that,
Mm-hmm.
doing all of these things really for me,
Mm-hmm.
but it poured out of me and it got to the point where so many people were asking me, how am I doing it? I'm glowing, I'm this, I'm that. And I said, you know what? This is a calling for me. It just felt
Absolutely.
so natural to step into that position of
Mm-hmm.
supporting other women because I know how it felt for me,
Mm. At
right?
that lowest point, when you feel that you're by yourself, but you truly aren't, but that's how you feel, and
Yes,
you're able to now tap into all of those emotions that you went through to help other women who might be going through a similar situation. How does that
absolutely.
make you feel?
Oh
I
my gosh, my heart sings. Like, I mean, even when I post some things about my story in some of the physician mom groups, or even
mean,
the Mocha Mom group, or anywhere, or my personal page, and someone says to me, "Oh my gosh, your story has
hmm
really empowered me to,
hmm
make that next step that I've been sort of trepidatious about or
hmm
not sure." Oh my gosh, I mean, it's such a boon. It's just like this is what it's about, right? This
absolutely.
is why I do what I'm doing because I know the feeling that came over me when I saw the light and I saw this is what I get to do and I
hmm
get to do it for other people. I
hmm
know when they feel that as well, that's a ripple effect,
Absolutely.
right? Because then they are showing up in their best version and
Yes.
the people around them get to share that feeling, and it's
hmm
like they're affecting those people who then affect people outside of them, and that circle just keeps widening, and it's
Absolutely.
just you're sharing joy, you're sharing people just being themselves and being
Mm-hmm.
authentic
Mm-hmm.
and loving their bodies even before it's transformed,
Absolutely.
right? And just
Mm-hmm.
being in that affirmation that I'm powerful, I'm beautiful, I can do this,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm walking you across the
Yeah,
bridge
gently
between the
leading
ships and
you, but you're self-led. I'm just really just there letting you know how great you are. And that's
absolutely.
shocking.
Woo!
Wonderful. Yes, right? I mean, come on now. How powerful is that? How
Yes,
powerful. Now, there's this other aspect of life too that you're helping women through this other additional transition, which is menopause. There's
yes,
that's a portion of life where a lot of times women, they might not recognize themselves anymore. There's so many
absolutely.
aspects of life. I've heard that from a lot of our women. They're just like, I'm looking in the mirror, I don't recognize myself, things are different, there's so many things going on. But you're like, I got you, sis. Tell them all about how you're helping those women through that portion of life.
Yes. It's something that, I mean, the women that come to me,
Mm-hmm.
I've had a woman actually have her first hot flash and came to the ER, thought she was
Mm.
having a heart attack,
Yes.
right? Didn't know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really that, severe for some people where
Mm-hmm.
if they don't know what they're experiencing, they literally think they're going crazy,
Yes.
right? Because you're forgetful.
Mm-hmm.
Now many things can overlap and mimic the menopausal symptoms. So that's the other thing that I like to
Absolutely.
teach people is, look, you can't chalk everything up to menopause. You want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure it's not your thyroid, it's not, other things that
Other
could mimic this.
medical, yeah,
Yeah, you
absolutely.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the hot flashes, the night sweats, the severe insomnia, right?
Mm.
Not being able to sleep. You're sweaty one minute, you're cold the next minute, you're opening the window, you're feeding yourself, you're
Mm-hmm.
doing all of that. And then also your energy, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
energy is just gone, like
Mm-hmm.
perpetually fatigued, right? I mean, some people lose their libido, they lose
Mm-hmm.
just interest in anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a dysthymia, right? It's not
Yeah, like,
depression per se, but it's like you
mm-hmm,
just don't have the interest that normally,
for that drive.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So you've got all of that going on, and a lot of people don't realize that's what's causing it. That drop in
Mm-hmm.
the progesterone, estrogen. I mean, the progesterone and estrogen are dropping slowly after age 35. It's sort of like a, gradual decline,
There
but
we
as
go.
you get
All our 35 and over people.
but yeah, as you get closer to 50, it really plummets. It really has like
Mm-hmm.
a drastic drop when
Mm-hmm.
these symptoms start to pop up. And there are women that come to me that are in their 40s, I mean, early 40s, mid 40s that are perimenopausal and having some of the symptoms, not everything,
Mm-hmm.
but are still, really bothered by it, and just supporting them and telling them the next step, giving
Absolutely.
them intervention
Mhm.
completely brings them back to center,
Yeah.
and they can do their life as they used to and not
Mm.
have all of these symptoms that are really preventing them from being the wonderful people that they are because they're so stressed.
Absolutely.
So
Being
yes.
able to get that support through that, because I was talking and I had interviewed on one of our other docs too, and you know we have discussed, and I think this is so important, through our lives, with our changes, we get taught about adolescence, and these are the changes about menarche, right?
Yes,
Now, but the changes about menopause, it's like, go figure that out. It's like, you're
absolutely.
not taught that. You're not taught those changes in life. And then what happens? You're a full functional adult. Life is changing and you think you're going crazy.
Absolutely. And I mean, some people forget so much. They're like, am I having dementia?
Hmm.
You don't remember, you
Wow.
put your keys, you don't remember, and you start looking, you really do start looking a little, out there,
Mm-hmm.
because people are looking at you like, why can this person remember things? It's part
Mm-hmm.
of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
only when you talk to a professional or someone that's in that, an expert in that area, that can truly explain to you what's going on, how do you rectify this. You don't have to suffer. wait. You
Biggest
don't have
point.
to suffer, right?
Yes.
You can get back to the life that
Mhm.
you enjoy. Getting great sleep at night. The sleep
Mhm.
piece is so huge,
Mhm.
right? Because if you don't sleep well, then there are multiple studies that show you're not having adequate growth hormone production at night, right? Which is like
Mhm.
our fountain of youth hormone. So
Mhm.
you're losing that because you're tossing and turning because you're hot, and you're just not
Yes.
getting adequate, good quality sleep. Then the next day you're eating poorly, right?
Mhm.
You're looking for sugary foods. You have all these cravings. And
Mhm.
then menopause gives you this abdominal weight gain that's just
Mhm.
very difficult to get rid of. So
Absolutely.
you have this midlife weight gain. Some of the women have not had weight gain their whole lives.
Their
They'd be
whole
like,
lives.
I've been
Yeah.
130 pounds my whole life, and now I'm 20
Yeah.
pounds heavier, since this thing came on.
Mhm.
It's real. So
Absolutely.
working with women to, support them through the weight management, the hormonal imbalance, the stress, the insomnia, all of those things is life changing.
Absolutely. I cannot imagine how powerful it is to be able to impact such change in women by one, the first step is just really just imparting knowledge and
Yes.
imparting that understanding that you're okay. You're not going crazy. This is a
Yes.
part of the process. That is half the battle.
Yes.
Having these women understand that this is a part of the process. You are not going crazy. Wow. So, I mean, Dr. Di, you are out there, you're doing so much. So I need to know. I know I see some of your self-care routine, but all of these folks out here that are listening and watching, please let them know what you're doing for self-care. You still
Oh my
traveling,
gosh.
right?
I am a self-care queen. And let me tell
Yes.
you.
I love
Oh
it.
my gosh. I live for my self-care because I'm worth it. Right? I am worth it.
There we go. Point blank. I love it. Go
I
ahead.
told you the mindset piece is huge. When you
Mhm.
get that mindset down, like when that lands for you, that you get to take care of you
Mhm.
first
Yes.
before anyone, like
Mhm.
anyone, you get
Mhm.
to take care of you so that, right? The so that
You
comes
feel
in,
that,
right? So
comma.
that you're a
Mhm.
better mom, you're a better wife, you're a better
Yes.
employee, you're a better boss, right?
Mhm.
You're a better daughter, you're better
Mhm.
everything else when you take care of you first. So
Absolutely.
before anything else, at the beginning of the month, I will write down how many workouts I want to get done for the month. You see me putting my 2 of 20, 2 of
I do. I do see it.
yeah. So I'll put how many workouts am I committing to this month, right?
Love it.
So I
Mhm.
commit to it literally in my heart space. I'm like, why do I get to do this? What's the benefit of me doing this? How does this
Mhm.
work in my favor to do this, right? What
Mhm.
would happen if I didn't? I
Mm.
would be crabby. I would not be fun to be around. Right? So I look at the benefits and then I look also at what would happen if I didn't do this.
Mm.
Right?
I
What would
love
that
that
look
part.
like? Yeah, and you can think of that for the people who are listening too. What does
Mhm.
your life look like if you do not take care of you?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And the chronic diseases, that run in the family that really doesn't have to keep running in the family, right? That's a
Absolutely.
whole separate talk. But
That's a separate talk. Yes.
yes, but yes. So I write
Mhm.
down, how many workouts I'm committing to because that's part of self care for me. That's
Absolutely.
one way to look at exercise so it doesn't seem hard.
Mhm.
It's self care.
Mhm.
Your skincare is self care, right? Your fitness is self care. Your hydration is self care, right?
Absolutely.
Making sure you're hydrated, right? So all the aching joints and back pain and all the other little things, that just not being hydrated is linked with, right?
Absolutely.
Hydration is part of my self-care.
Mhm.
Proper sleep is part of my self. Now I'm a night owl,
Girl, speaking to the
but I still
choir
get my
here.
sleep in.
Yes, not only are night owls unite, number one, but number two, you also do emergency medicine.
Yes,
Now, sleep
yes,
is a luxury which we cannot afford not to partake in. So go ahead,
yes.
tell me all
Listen,
about it.
I with residency, I got to the point, and mind you, I had a kid, my older one, when I was a fourth year resident,
Ooh.
pumping breastfeeding, like pumping breast milk in the
Ooh,
ER
if anyone could
in
see
the
that
Bronx.
moon. Ooh.
Yes. So the reason I'm mentioning the emergency medicine piece is I learned to sleep on cue. Like I just learned to be able to go to bed. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If I just got home, sister girl's going to bed. Okay.
I love it.
Yes. And so sleep is a big one for me when it comes to self-care because so many benefits are built into sleep, right? You're
Absolutely.
more focused, you feel
Mm-hmm.
refreshed, your
Mm-hmm.
muscle toning happens while you're sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
right? Your body's producing, growth hormone, like I said, which is really great for our vitality, right?
Absolutely.
All of those things are happening during sleep. So if you're killing the sleep portion of your day by
Mm-hmm.
staying up late and then getting up super early and you're just getting 4 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep, that is not a bragging right
Nope.
because you're
Mm-mm.
suffering. Your body is crying for help.
And don't
So
forget memory also, right? Memory restorative processing
yes,
occurs
yes,
during sleep.
yes. It's like a self-cleaning oven process. Sleep. Think of it as
Absolutely.
that.
Yep.
Everything in your body is rejuvenating and recovering. All of that's happening while you're sleeping. So give yourself that space for your
Mm-hmm.
body to do what it's supposed to do so that it serves you.
Right?
So yeah,
It
spa
serves
days.
you.
Spa days.
Okay, go ahead. Because I see the spa days.
Yes. I am a spa junkie outlook. I'm a love language physical touch person. So I
Love
love
it.
body treatment. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll go sometimes by myself. Sometimes I'll go with my girlfriends. Trips. I travel a lot. We're
Hey,
going
you
to
the traveling
partake in
wasn't
my,
gonna stop.
yes. I would love to take my fitness clients to Bali this summer.
Ooh.
So we're waiting to see if Indonesia decides to open their doors to us.
Mm-hmm. Hey, for
But
those of
we're
you
going
guys who are
somewhere.
clients, you hear what's happening over there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So, doing trips, doing
Mhm.
things that opens my mind to new cultures, like all of that to me is self-care,
Absolutely.
and nutrition is a huge one as well,
Hmm.
right? Making sure I'm eating delicious meals that are nutritious and also really good to my body, anti-inflammatory, all
Hmm.
of that. So it's
Absolutely.
everything. It's the food, it's the sleep, it's the hydration, it's the movement,
Hmm.
feel good, praise and worship. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah, that's a early morning first thing meditation,
Yes.
stillness,
Yes.
and being at one with yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Mindfulness.
Yep. Mindfulness. I'm a gardener, so that's a big self-care area. When the weather's nice, I'm out in the dirt.
Oh, you're my second. Alrighty. So now this leads me to my fun question of the day. Okay, so we dug into the self-care. So now I need to know, Doc, if you weren't a doctor, what would you be?
Oh my gosh. If I weren't a
Ooh,
doctor, what would I be? I would be a model.
okay. So why not? Wait a minute. You're already doing that. Already doing that. Sashay, Shante.
I
I
would be
love it.
Naomi Campbell.
Okay. I love it. You
Come on,
are
Milan, I'm
working
coming.
it. You're my first model, Doc. You are my first. Yes. Yes, I love it. I thought I was gonna get travel agent because I was gonna be like, nope, you gotta give me another one. I thought I was gonna get gardener.
Well, models travel a lot. They
Well, no,
have
we
their
can't. Hold on,
fabulous
no, we didn't talk
lifestyle.
about that part. No, this is new. All right, we got a model up in here. Okay,
Absolutely.
all
I'll
right,
be giving
Essence.
face
I'm
all
just
day. Like,
saying, Essence. There you go. Yes, Black Enterprise. Everybody, come on now.
Oh gosh, yes.
Love, love, love this. Alrighty, so we are having a fantastic time here, and I know those who are watching are just like, "Ooh, I like her," and then those who are listening, they're like, "I need her to be my fitness doc." So let them know, where can they find you.
Okay. So I am on Instagram.
Mhm.
Oh, it's actually right here on my little name thingy. So
Yes.
it's at Dr. Di Fit Life. DRDIFITLIFE. You see it on my name there.
Yes.
And then for Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
it's Dr. Di Fitness. So it's DRDIFITNESS, Dr. Di Fitness. I have a
Mm-hmm.
Facebook page, and I also have a free fitness accountability group for women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really most of the people I work with are highly successful women who are doing amazing things in the world,
Absolutely.
and really want to get fitness incorporated into their busy lifestyle. So
Yeah.
that's who I work with, and that's really what the group is. It's a lot of high powered, high achieving women who are doing amazing things and really need support with
Mm-hmm.
their health and fitness. So that's a free group that people can join, to just get the support. And then of course, if they are interested in working with me directly,
Mm-hmm.
on the Facebook group, the Dr. Di Fitness group, the Dr. Di Fitness page, there's a way for them to book an appointment on there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, because as we said, self care is so important, and fitness and part of movement is a portion of self care that we need to continue to connect with, even during this pandemic. Even though the pandemic
Yes,
done threw some of us off, we definitely understand and know the importance of that with self-care, not just for the
absolutely.
health benefit but for the mental benefit, right? We saw how Dr. Di, she used that and she got from part of the darkest portion of her life to boom, now she is there spreading the word. She's helping all these lovely lovely people out there, all these women who are might be going through what she went through, or
Yes,
just want a way to really to uplift themselves and to get back to that point where they knew, like, hey, I got this, get that confidence, get that love, and that love, self-love back in them. Hey, exercise and movement is a powerful and a blessing way for you to do all of that. So Dr. Di, I had a wonderful time. And this wonderful, wonderful interview will be available on our Your Karen Docs page, because definitely I know that you guys had a 5-star rating review for this lovely doctor. So, you know what? Don't be shy and do not be scared. Go ahead to our Your Karen Docs Docs Who Care page, especially if you are on any Apple devices, and leave Dr. Di a 5-star review. Her wonderful interview will be available on our Your Karen Docs page. So do not forget to just look for her beautiful model face and just click on it. You'll be able to listen and watch these wonderful interviews. Yes, this is absolutely one of our docs who care, who's letting us know that fitness is so important. It's an important
absolutely.
portion of our life, and most importantly, it's an important part of our self care. Thank you all for watching, and we will check you guys out next time. Bye bye.